When Tyla took over the world with Water, everyone thought it was up from there. The song became a significant success. It became the first song by a South African solo artist to surpass 1 billion streams. The song also won the inaugural Grammy Award for the Best African Music Performance.
And the Grammy goes to Water. Tyla.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is crazy. Like, I never thought I'd say I won a Grammy at 22 years old.
Additionally, Water achieved RAA Platinum status in the US, signifying 1 million units sold, but eventually being certified 3 times platinum in the US alone. The song's popularity was further boosted by a viral TikTok dance challenge, and it reached #1 on the US Afrobeat songs charts. She broke into the top 10 Billboard 200, and this has to be a career-defining moment, and at this point, especially for a South African. But the cracks were beginning to show. When Hollywood became Hollywood, it became Hollywood.
In South Africa, my race is called colored. And it's a very stressful term to use in America because I know it's a derogatory term.
Right.
But I mean, that's what we are called.
So Tyla started circulating and trending for the wrong reasons. She attracted major controversy when she basically created an internet culture war. And she basically said she was proudly a colored woman. But obviously, it didn't make sense to most Black Americans. And apparently, Tyla is Zulu, Mauritian, Indian, and Irish. So, to be fair, she was just being proud of who she is. But Black Americans didn't really want to hear that. To them, it seemed as though she's rejecting a whole community.
It's basically niggas in America who are mad at her because they want her to say she's Black, but in South Africa and what they've gone through, if you're probably a lighter skinned person, knowing that you haven't gone through the plight of the darker skinned Black South Africans, you would refer to yourself as colored. But in America, the term colored is kind of like, wait, why are you using that term? Because of our, okay, it makes all the sense in the world now. Okay, so Tyla's right. You know, I've always just said, we here in the United States keep thinking that everybody needs to kowtow to what we got going on. Hell nah, man. Like, what the fuck?
So in America, the word colored is trauma-based, and it reminds them of a very terrible place in their political history. Just like how we feel trauma from the K word, right? And I just think this was more of a global misinterpretation because some may have thought that she was throwing a slur and refusing the whole Black culture. And these days, especially with the internet, it's difficult to explain yourself there and there, but also don't wait too long because people will start assuming things.
They failed her. Tyla's team, her American team, should have schooled her on these dynamics and made sure that she prepared her for these interviews, prepared her for these questions, and they didn't do that. They tried to do the same old two-step, which is we're just gonna sneak this non-Black person in here and pretend she's Black, but she's really not, but we're gonna get them Black dollars.
So Tyla spoke about the controversy to Cosmopolitan. She said she's happy that people were actually having this conversation around race, and people would get to understand that South Africa is more than just Black and white. She added she grew up as a South African knowing herself as colored, but she's also mixed race and Black.
And the majority increasing was not something they wanted. So instead, what they set out to do was, they said if you were a person who was Black, and then you were also half white, they would then recategorize you as a new race, and that race they called colored.
Nonetheless, her explanations just deepened everything and put her into a deeper hole, especially when she went to the Breakfast Club.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too. I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I like that. I like the character. That's good. That's even better.
Next one, please.
That's even better.
She then went on X to say that she's never denied her Blackness. I don't know where that comes from. I'm mixed with Black, Zulu, Irish, Mauritian, Indian, and colored. In South I would be classified as a colored woman, and other places I would be classified as just a Black woman. race is classified differently in different parts of the world. She tried to claim both cultures, both colored and black, and that she's not expecting to be identified as colored to people who don't feel comfortable with that term. And yeah, people just felt as though she was doubling down.
I mean, I know that people have been having this issue with Tyla saying that she's colored. I think that she probably didn't realize that it meant something different. She's only 19 years old,
Right.
number one,
Yeah.
or 18 or something. She's a kid.
Yeah.
And I think she didn't realize that it was different for you than it is for us. And for her, it was very important to claim that identity.
That's
because
right.
in South
her
Africa,
culture.
yes, and in South Africa, this is it's important that she identifies as a colored person.
So since then, everything she's done has been viewed really closely. At the 2024 VMAs, Tyla won the Best Afrobeat Song for Water, but she created even more controversy and people were outraged at the fact that her awards are always too heavy for her.
Know me and holding awards, yo. I'm not strong enough. Please. Oh, yeah, for me.
Tyla then took this to X and said that people make everything weird. And they said that she acted like the trophy was beneath her, physically and metaphorically. Then she received even more backlash for this situation. So basically, Americans told her that she was being disrespectful for not wanting to dance with Asha in that way. They said dancing with Asha was more of a cosign. And the topic of her being an industry plant really took over from this point. People felt as though she is more of a commercial person than a personal person.
Tyla is part of the Illuminati and whatnot. Why? She came out of nowhere.
Tyla's debut album debuted at number 24 on the US Billboard 200 charts, earning 24,000 album equivalent units, including 3,100 pure sales in just its first week, and becoming the highest charting album on the Billboard 200 chart by a female African soloist in the chart's history. It seemed like a steady start for Tyla, with the album bagging features from Ghana, Thames, Travis Scott, Skilly Bang, and more, a very star-studded feature lineup. She was going from interview to interview to interview, award show to award show to award show, and she really seemed internationally promising. She was dubbed the next global pop princess, but it turns out it was just a wave that didn't last.
Tyla barely sold freaking 4,000 copies in her first week for her new EP because of the disrespect she displayed towards Black American people. To everyone in the diaspora that keeps disrespecting Black Americans, what have we learned from this? What have we learned from this? I'll tell you, nothing moves and nothing shakes without Black Americans. This is coming from a Haitian American man.
So then Tyla recently released her new EP, and she sparked a lot of debate online on whether or not she is falling off due to the low album sales, only selling just 3,700 units in its first week in the US. But her single Dynamite featuring Wizkid achieved the highest debut of the year on the Billboard US Afrobeat Songs charts. This is a direct result of her streaming dominance and not her unit sales. Now, unit sales for a very long time were a perfect indication of how well or not you're doing commercially. And according to her album unit sales, she isn't in a great position. And some people think the whole she's not black and she's colored situation really affected her album sales.
Even 4,000 sales in the UK is bad. Like, it's as a big artist, it's not good enough. Your audience is from America. You're in America. Your ecosystem's in America. And you're not even openly saying that you identify yourself as black. She identifies herself as colored. Americans, Black Americans took disrespect because it's like, okay, cool, you don't identify yourself as black. You gotta understand, with Americans, they have this rule where it's the one drop rule. Like, if you got any form of black in you, mixed, whatnot, you are black.
I do think that this played a role. I mean, how many Black Americans felt offended? And if you have a whole bunch of Black Americans on the same idea about you, you're cooked. You know, she was even questioned at why she's winning a BET award when she was saying that she's not black? Why was she benefiting from black privilege in the industry when she herself said, you know, she's colored and not black? Well, she did say she was black, but Americans heard, I'm not black, you know? And as South Africans, we totally get it, you know, because this is a norm. This is our everyday life. But just imagine trying to explain this to an American. It's basically global misinterpretation, like I said, for lack of better words. And for me, I honestly think as Africans, we should take this as a lesson and not a failure, that it's difficult trying to leave your people this side and going that side to try and completely be in that industry, you know? It's okay to be international and, you know, do a few gigs, do a few interviews, win a few awards that side. But always remember that the only people that would fully understand you are people from home. The only people that will fully appreciate you are people from home. Because no matter how America feels about Tyla, us as South Africans will always and always and always love Tyla. So I want people to take this as a lesson. And we have so many examples of this. We've had Nasty C, who went through and it didn't work out. Tyla, who went through and it's seeming like it's not worked out. And Tyla has reached the Billboard. She has a Grammy, but she's hitting 3,000 unit sales at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So we need to be careful of how we export our artists internationally, because Americans will never fully understand who we are.